Yo, what is going on? Super excited that you are here, and I am not going to waste your time giving you 3 frequently asked questions and really pulled right from the comment section of the last video. So I will post what those people win here at the end of this video as well. But let's jump straight on in here because the first question is from Shane. It is a popular question, but I don't know how popular my answer is going to be, and that is, what is your why and how do you help other individuals find their why? Okay, now whys can be super important. You think about Viktor Frankl, and he who understands his why can endure any how, or something along those lines. It's a quote like that. So yes, there is a ton of value in understanding your why and or your purpose, okay? But what I first think of, okay, is my initial reaction has been and continues to be, well, why not, right? Why not go for it, right? Why not work to be the best version of yourself? Why not go to uncover your true potential, okay? Yes, is there value in a why? Absolutely, okay? But you do not need a why to get started, okay? And when I think about it that way, I think that is an area that a lot of people hold themselves back, is they think that, hey, I have to have some big why, like a health scare or an accident or, kids or whatever the case may be. And I feel that that is not the case, okay? I feel that when you think about it as a human and the opportunities that you have, just even thinking about your life right now, the fact that you can watch this video, you are better off than the majority of the world, okay? So why not go and build off of that foundation and those opportunities and those freedoms that you have right now, okay? So if you're waiting for your why, or maybe you're struggling to figure out what your why is, okay, that is where I was at. It made it hard for me to connect and think about those things, so I chose to look at it as why not, okay? Well, this question comes from Jayden, and it is, how do you balance personal goals and career goals with your spouse, or significant other here? And then also the second part of that question is, how do you find a balance? Okay, and there's a couple major things that we all have to understand right out of the gate here, is how do you define balance? Okay, first and foremost, I think that there is a big misconception on how you define balance. Thinking about balance is like, hey, every day should be a balance of work and pleasure and fun and recharging and equal parts, and 4 hours of this and 4 hours of that and 4 hours of this. That's not balance, and that's not realistic for what it is going to take for you to achieve your goals, right? So when you think about balance, okay, I like to think for big goals, okay, my life, right? Thinking about the type of balance of work and play over my entire life, not just for today, right? Thinking about, okay, if I want to be able to travel the way that I want to, in the style that I want to, with the people that I want to, okay, well then that means I'm going to do less traveling right now, okay, because I am investing more effort in the work to build the opportunities to travel the way that I want to later on in life. So my balance is less travel now, more travel later. Okay, you think about balance with, hobbies, right? Okay, well, I don't have any other hobbies, and I'll explain why here in a minute, but it all goes back to making sure that my actions are in alignment with what my main goals are and what it is that I explain to my spouse, or soon-to-be spouse, Darcy, about those goals, okay? So first off, you have to think about that balance. Now, with a significant other, okay, balance inside of a week is probably a more fathomable place to really look at. Okay, so when are you going to have date night? When are you going to have quality time? Because the truth of the matter is, as much as I would like to come home every single night and have a home-cooked meal with Darcy, and then sit on the couch and then, hang out and, fucking do whatever people do in the evenings, great. That's what I want to do. But that's not what I need to be doing to get towards, my professional or my personal or even our goals as a couple, okay? So that goes back to that, understanding how do you define balance, okay? For me, again, I look at bigger pictures over a long period of time and understanding, okay, that it's not an equal split of time, okay, but it is the quality of those interactions and what I'm investing in right in front of me, okay? So while I spend less time, with Darcy than I want, the time that we do have, I try to make it the best quality time, that I can, okay? Now, inside of this, okay, personal goals, career goals, and with a spouse or significant other, I don't think that those should be mutually exclusive, right? And I think that very first it comes down to you have to communicate those things, okay? I know that I did not do a great job of this early on in my life. And I would be accused, okay, by my significant other. And I've dated, multiple people for a long period of time over the last 10, 12 years. And I've dated multiple people for a very short period of time. But it's still understanding that the conversation needed to be had early on, okay, of what my priorities are in life, because I was accused of, being a workaholic, right? I was accused of, work being my number one priority. I was accused of being, selfish in that relationship because it was all about, what I wanted, okay? Now, two things. One, I understand I wasn't perfect. And yeah, looking back, some of my actions, would definitely warrant, that type of comment, remark, and or being labeled that way. But I also understand, okay, that I didn't communicate that very well, okay? Because the truth of the matter is that, when I'm thinking about being the best version of myself, or my future family is counting on me, or whatever the case may be, okay, my number one priority is my future family, okay? And if that relationship was to develop to the point of marriage and kids and things like that, that individual would have been the person that I am working so hard for. So, in fact, okay, they were the number one priority, okay? And that is something for, Darcy, that I expressed early on, okay, is that, hey, these are my priorities, okay? Yes, I would like to be able to spend more time together, but understanding this is what has gotten me to this point, this idea, this thought process of my future family. And yes, I hope and I pray that you are that individual that we get to spend our lives together, and we are progressing that direction. But I am also not going to set a false expectation of saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to be as home as much as you would like me to be, or that I would like to be. Hey, we're going to be able to spend all these, weekends together and having fun and traveling and shit like that. No, that's not realistic for right now. Also, if we're going to, do horse shows down the road for you and, for me getting into competing more, maybe do some ultra events and stuff like that. Okay, I have to work very, very hard right now. So while, yes, I do have big goals in my personal life and in my career, but it is foundationalized or rooted in the fact that it is for my future family, which is my spouse, right? Which will be Darcy, okay? So it is for us. It is not for me, but I have to communicate those things. Now, here's the deal, okay? Is that it's real easy to say those things. But what are your actual actions, right? And that's where I've had to always be very honest with myself. And I think most people aren't honest with themselves because they say those things, okay? But then they fuck around and waste time doing other things, okay? Like, I have no doubt in my brain, okay, that anyone that I have dated up to this point and or, being fiancéed, if that's a word, to Darcy right now, that they can say that my actions aren't in alignment with that. Because they have seen what it takes every single day for me to build what I have in this life. And do I have the most amount of things? Absolutely not. Am I the most successful person? Absolutely not. But to go from a broke college kid in debt with $237 in the bank, okay, with no real direction, very little confidence, to building into the career and the life that I have right now, all right. Well, there is no denying over the last 10 years that my actions are in alignment with what it is that I say my biggest goals are and my priorities are, my personal goals and my career goals, okay? Because yeah, it'd be real easy to just sleep in, right? It'd be real easy to say those things, but then not get up when my alarm goes off, okay? It'd be real easy, to say, hey, I'm gonna do all these great things, but then yet I go out and I play softball 3 nights a week and I play golf on the weekend and then I fucking ride my dirt bike on Sunday, and then before long I have all these hobbies and all this shit. I don't do anything else. It makes it easier, I should say, not real easy, but it makes it easier to have that conversation with your spouse when you are truly living out what it is that you say that you're gonna do. And that is by design, okay? It's not that I don't want to ride my dirt bike. It's not that I don't want to have other hobbies. It's understanding, okay, if this is my real priority and this is what I'm gonna say I am working towards, okay, well then I have to minimize all of the other things that take time away from that, okay? That take time away from us, me and Darcy. For you, that would be you and your significant other. I understand that that is a sacrifice that I am willing to make sure that I am true to my word and I'm not a hypocrite, and that I can say, hey, no. You can label me a workaholic, you can label me all these things, but that is a misunderstanding, because look around at my fucking life. What else do I do? This is what I do, and this is how I provide, and this is what I can do. And if we're gonna live the life that we say that we're going to live, I need to do these things right now. And I promise you, I'm not wasting fucking time. So when I miss things like birthday parties or weddings, or, you know, we have to only do one date night a week instead of having dinner together every 5 nights or 5 nights a week, okay? That is because I'm working my fucking ass off for us, okay? And again, you have to have that conversation early on. You have to have that conversation often. That does not mean, hey, it is your way or the highway, because there are two people in any relationship, okay? And it is up to you to invest in that other individual, to work to fulfill their needs and to support them just like you're asking them to support you. But again, it makes it a lot easier when what you're asking, they can literally see you living every single day. And you're not asking for a whole bunch of different things. You're asking for support. You're asking for understanding. You're asking for, hey, communication on what it is that you need so I can best support you. And when you do those things, okay, I think you set yourself up for not only accomplishing your personal goals, your career goals, but again, ultimately, the us goals between you and your significant other. Great question from Anna here on, was there a moment that just clicked when you had a mindset shift? And then also, what was that process to create the discipline that it is that you have right now? I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but that's how I took the question. And really, no, there wasn't a defining moment where it's like, aha, ta-da, this is it, and I got to get my shit together, and automatically I'm instantly disciplined, right? Now, there was a moment in college after getting a 0.7, and then I believe the next term was either a 1.3 or 1.7. I can't remember. Either one sucks, okay? That I realized I was being a piece of shit, right? I realized that I was wasting all of the effort that my parents had put in, especially my mom, working 3 jobs at the time to help pay my way through college, and I was just pissing it all away, okay? Not going to class, not studying, just wanted to play football, drink beer, and chase girls, right? That's not a great place to be, and I realized that I was being an asshole. And so at that moment, okay, I no longer wanted to feel that guilt of, you know, being a disappointment or taking things for granted and not making my parents proud, right? And at that moment, I started working to do better, right? Can I say that I was super disciplined and have the mindset that I have now? No, but I figured out, fuck, I don't want to feel like that. And I started trying to work and move myself in the right direction. So that was where that moment was, okay? Now, what has that process been like? Well, it has been simply keeping commitments to yourself, because that is how you build confidence with yourself, is understanding, okay, like, I'm going to work to do the best that I can in this situation. And if I say that I'm going to do something, I'm going to work really hard to follow through, right? And I could do a whole long video on all the things that it is, you know, been over the years, but really it can be this simple, okay? Working to make one good decision at a time, right? Just one good decision at a time. You're not going to be perfect. You are going to mess things up, but working to make one good decision at a time. And through that, you can strengthen your discipline. You can strengthen your mental toughness. You can strengthen your mental, you know, fortitude, but you have to be committed to do it. So no, there's not going to be a boom, light bulb moment, all of a sudden super disciplined, right? But you have to be willing to work at it every single day throughout the day and get better and better. And for the 3 people that asked those questions that went ahead and answered in this video, here's what we got for you, okay? Business Made Simple book and Chop Wood, Carry Water. And I picked those 2 books, okay, because they are 2 books that I wish that I would have read earlier on in my life and my career. But they help from, one, understanding the process, right? From a mental standpoint and actually going out and accomplishing your goals, as well as becoming more valuable inside of a team and inside of a company with Business Made Simple, to really think about all of the factors that go into running a business so you can make better educated decisions no matter where you're at in that business, and understand how all those things tie together. So those are the three winners right there, the 3 questions. Thank you so much for everybody that left a question, and definitely going to have to do this again. For now though, like, comment, subscribe, turn on the bell notifications to be up to date on when these videos release. And as always, if there's anything I can do to help you out, just let me know.